Hello and welcome to Xaltius Spotlight, where we bring you the inspiring stories of learners who took the leap into tech and transformed their futures through the power of education. Today, we are thrilled to feature Fides Angelene, a graduate of Data Science Certification Program at Xaltius Academy. So she's joining us to share her journey from her initial spark of interest in data to the skills she's gained and where she's headed next. Fides, it's such a pleasure to have you with us. Welcome to Exaltus Spotlight.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here and I'm happy to share my journey.
Okay, so to kick things off, Fides, tell us a little about yourself. What was your background before you joined the data science program?
Well, currently, I'm pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Management of Financial Institutions with a minor in Data Science at De La Salle University, Manila. My yearning to work with data comes purely from curiosity. I have always been this kind of person to ask questions, observe patterns, and want to know how and why things work at like a deeper level. I've always had a penchant for the technical from an early age. For example, I've always enjoyed gaming, which spiraled into coding, and then I've been coding since high school. What began as a casual interest gradually became a genuine passion. Before entering the data science program, I found myself working on small passion projects in Python and SQL, just trying to materialize how data correlates to the business side of analytics. Therefore, this experience makes me excited to take the next step with a guided, practical experience that Xaltius would provide.
Okay, that's really insightful. Um, Next, what sparked your interest in data science? Was it a specific moment or a gradual realization that, this was the path that you wanted to explore?
What inspired me to pursue data science was the actualized impact across industries. In the last few years, I've grown aware that a lot of companies, whether they're like product based, service oriented, revenue driven, or humanitarian, they are utilizing projects to not only understand what's currently going on, but provide insight into how much access to numerical value can potentially provide a competitive advantage if decisions are made based on effective implementation of such realities. Data is a resource. When synthesized appropriately, it can change the way whole companies make decisions for company wide implications. For instance, there was a project in one of my research works last year where we had access to data points within a certain dimension of data. Because we were trained how to analyze it accurately, we were able to understand various dimensionalities and extend our recommendation from a more precise, informed perspective. Otherwise, we could have just taken a guess. It was exhilarating to know that using real data and had implications beyond just our small projects and teams. Entire organizations would eventually thrive from our findings over time. Therefore, this is why I really wanted to invest my time and energy to solidify practical, transferable experiences in the field of data science. It's not just for myself, but because eventually I would be in a position to help make transition from information to action. This is what drove me to seek the structured experience with Celsius and continue to develop my skills afterwards.
Wow. Okay. So my next question would be, once you decided to dive into data science, why did you choose Exaltus Academy as your learning partner?
It's simple, really. I selected Celsius because the opportunity was a reflection of everything I planned to do. It was engaging and current, yet not intrusive to my current collegiate path and necessary internships. I appreciated the structure of the course for future business application. In addition, the mentorship, virtual meetings, and availability made it all come together as a great experience. It wasn't just learning about something new, it's about learning it and succeeding in it through feedback and recommendation.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Fides. Now, were there any particular features of the program, like the mentorship, the live sessions, or the projects that made a difference in your learning experience?
Yes, absolutely. The live sessions were honestly one of my favorite parts of the course. They kept me on top of my game and made me feel accountable, which was a good feeling to have during the progression of an already busy week. The PowerPoint slides and out post sessions were great too, like a roadmap and constant reminder of when I needed to access the material to keep up with the course progress. The projects were just as effective. Using the datasets from finance, healthcare, real estate, and e-commerce made me understand how different industries utilize data and what's relevant for each terms of KPIs. Finally, the mentor and structure feedback was awesome. It wasn't just about using the tools presented, but how to undergo a project and present data storytelling information in a manner similar to that of a data scientist. That type of framework bolstered my confidence and potential real world application.
Okay, okay, great. Now let's talk about the course content. What topics or tools did you find most exciting? Was it Python, data visualization, machine learning, or something else?
Actually, before joining the course, I already had some exposure to Python and SQL thanks to my early interest in data analytics and tech. But taking the certification course really boosted my confidence and helped me realize I could apply these skills in a professional setting, not just as a hobby. Xaltius also introduced me to Power BI, which
Mm.
quickly became one of my favorite tools. It was fascinating to see how these different kinds of data can be brought to life through visual storytelling. Learning to combine coding, data wrangling, and visualization really gave me that strong practical foundation needed to my early careers.
Wow. Okay. So how about, the course structure, especially, when it comes to balancing your studies with work or other commitments?
The course schedule worked very perfectly for me. I was enrolled while simultaneously attending university and several internships. Accessing the self paced modules allowed for learning at my own convenience without the added stress throughout the semester, since there were no deadlines to worry about for the completion. In contrast, the live sessions and check-ins created a semblance of accountability and guaranteed that I was like up to date regarding progress. It offered like a structured level of meeting attendance even when overwhelmed. Therefore, it was the ideal balance of flexibility and structure to maintain consistency throughout the 6 months period.
Okay, great. Now, next is we know that real learning often comes from doing. So, did you get to work on any hands-on projects during the program that, helped you solidify what you learned?
I already mentioned them earlier, the different kinds of data sets we worked on, but I'll just restate them again. The hands-on project were definitely a highlight. We worked on real-world case studies across finance, real estate, healthcare, and e-commerce. These projects allowed us to use machine learning models alongside tools like Power BI to derive insights and make strategic recommendations. Working with a variety of datasets really helped me understand sector-specific KPIs and what different industries prioritize. The exposure really helped me to see the versatility of data science and how it's applied in different business settings.
Okay, that sounds really like a valuable experience. Now, yeah, I think you mentioned also about, how those skills in practical setting has helped boost your confidence, right?
I did, yeah. But I can expand it on more. It
Yeah.
was through implementation in projects that this became clear. For example, learning machine learning basics via a YouTube video or an article
Mm,
is one thing, but
mm.
using such knowledge to develop solutions to actual problems, whether in finance, health, e-commerce, or something else, made me realize how far I've come. I was proud of myself for being able to go from data cleaning to model construction and then to presenting insights on Power BI without a second thought. It was no longer a training, it was more of a testament to the application of skills in real world professional environments that empowered me to attempt larger scale projects in my internships.
Okay, perfect. Now, next, since completing the course, have you started applying your data science knowledge in your current work or in any, personal projects that you were currently working at?
I am, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm armed with the certification and the skills learned from it. I was able to land internships at Nomura Research Institute or NRI Manila and Emma the Sleep Company, where I'm currently interning at both. There were all international remote opportunities, and with these internships, I was exposed to daily data work in the form of research, reporting, and addressing business solutions. Therefore, this changed how I interacted with data. I've gone from being someone who consumes whatever information is presented to someone who plays with data, punching numbers and using proper resources, to find meaning and substantiate suggestions with facts. And it's intoxicating.
Okay, that's great to hear, Fides, and my congratulations also.
Thank you.
Now, looking back, how would you describe the shift in your mindset or career direction after completing the certification?
Completing the certification allowed me to feel like instead of just a student who was still learning data, I'm now equipped to work with data and provide insights from it. I knew before that coding and analytics were useful skills that I'd like to add to my professional tool belt at some point down the line, but now they're mandatory, required skills for my professional toolkit. It gave me clarity that this is my ultimate professional goal, and it empowered me to solve challenges more effectively and express ideas from a data analytical approach. It's a change that renders me more intentional about the applications I pursue and gives me the confidence to apply for data centric and analytical roles.
Okay. Okay. So, how about you share with us your experience engaging with Xaltius instructors and also your fellow learners?
The collegiate relationship with the Xaltius instructors and guides was crucial. They were always available, just one chat away. Extraordinarily communicative, guaranteed that any complicated material was understandable. The entire experience was just effortless and enjoyable. Furthermore, I enjoyed being part of a cohort. We struggled together and celebrated achievements together, which fostered like an encouraging and synergistic environment.
Okay. Okay. Um, Next, Fides, now that you've earned your certification, and you also into internship right now, what's next? What's next for you? Any other plans like, diving deeper into data science or exploring related fields that you can share with us?
Having finished certification and with my DLSU degree due to be completed shortly, I'm in the perfect position to secure a career in professional data science full-time post-graduation. Upon graduation, I hope to work in positions that combine both business and strategy with numbers. It to be other in like fintech, consulting, or internal analytics. On a career-long basis, I'd love to grow my career down the line in machine learning or data engineering, even cloud analytics specialization with future certification possibilities in like Tableau or Azure. But in the short run, I'd like to impact my work starting in a data-driven entry-level role.
Okay. Okay. I think this is going to be my last question, what would you like to say to someone who's thinking about joining the data science certification program but is still on the fence?
I'm gonna keep it short. To anyone thinking about taking the Celsius Data Science Certification Program, go for it. You don't need to be a tech genius. Just be curious, driven, and open to learning. This course really gives you the knowledge, structure, and support to build real world skills that employers value. For me, it was a transformative experience, and I'm excited to see where this path leads next. So I hope that will go for you as well.
Okay, Fides, thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We truly appreciate your insights, and we know that your journey will inspire others who are just getting started. Okay, so to everyone watching, if Fides's story resonated with you, maybe it's time to take the first step. Book a free consultation with Exaltus Academy and step confidently into your future with data. Okay, so until next time, this is your host signing off from Exaltus Spotlight. Thank you. Thank you, Fides.
Thank you too.
Let me just